Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and we are in one of the greenhouses down here at the nursery. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of a history because I know we've had a lot of new subscribers to our channel here in the last couple of months, and maybe you're not really sure of who we are. So we are Jerry and Jenny Simpson. We are the owners of Creekside Nursery, and the YouTube channel Gardening with Creekside flowed out of the nursery. Not only are we a retail nursery in Dallas, North Carolina, but we are also the grower. So we grow all of our annuals, the perennials, vast majority of the shrubs. Of course, we supplement sometimes when we need to, but we are the main grower of all of our plants. So some of you may think, oh, well, the winter, is a time of rest for y'all. But alas, I think we maybe get 2 weeks off, and then we just hit the ground running again. Of course, we've had projects going on, the patio, building the new production greenhouse, and that is why we are building such a massive greenhouse, is because we are a business, and so we have to have lots of product to get into your sweet hands. Years ago, we started doing Facebook Lives, and they were kind of garden tours, and we would do them in a way to show our customers what we had currently at the nursery. So real-time events of what we have inventory at the nursery. So this is going to be our first nursery garden tour of 2021. These videos are completely unedited. They are a one-take wonder. So Jerry's over there with the camera and I'm just sitting here talking, and we just go through. There are not going to be any graphics. There's not going to be names popping up, zones popping up, growing conditions, that kind of thing. This is really about as informal as you can get of a nursery tour. Our more produced videos, of course, will have all that information. The purpose of these videos is to show you, really, obviously it's January. You're not going to be buying a whole lot of things right now, especially if you are in colder climates and you're completely covered in snow. But it is a great way to start thinking about and planning your garden for this coming year. So I've always encouraged you to have a gardening journal. So anything that you see that piques your interest, just jot down the name of that plant. We will do our very best to show you the tags so that you can see the tags. As I remember, I will try to do all of the growing conditions and all the growing zones. But the vast majority of plants that we're going to show you today are all Proven Winners. Proven Winners does an amazing job on their website of giving you more information than you've ever wanted to know about the plant. So you can just go to provenwinners.com, plug the name of the plant into their website, and it will give you everything you need to know. The growing zones, the sun conditions, everything. So feel free to visit their website as we go through. But we do these at least once a week, and we will go ahead and starting now, really till, all throughout the whole year, we just do these nursery tours. The reason that we're starting to do these now, here, this is only the second week really of January, is because just today, Andrew pulled in all of these perennials so that they can start waking up from their winter slumber and be more ahead of the game come early spring. For us in North Carolina, really kind of mid-March, it'll depend on the weather, is when our unofficial spring starts. Of course, the official spring is much later, but here in the South, we just get a really good jump on the growing season. So we want to give these guys an even more of a jump. So they are here in the greenhouse. The heater just kicked on. We don't keep it super hot in here, but outside right now it's a really cloudy day and it's right hovering around 40 degrees. So it's pretty chilly outside, and we want to bring these guys up to temperature. I don't know, Jerry may have the set on like 60 or something like that. So not crazy hot, but just enough to wake them up. So let's go through and talk plants. I will tell you, these plants do not look fabulous. They're not in all their glory, so it's okay. Think long-term, bigger picture. So you're not really looking at the plant right now. We're just going to talk about what the plant is. One of our absolute favorite plant perennial series from Proven Winners is the Paint the Town Dianthus series. So Jerry's going to zoom in there on the tag. Now, Paint the Town comes in multiple colors. It is an evergreen very low growing perennial. So even in the dead of winter, we've had 17-degree nights, 20-degree nights. Granted, again, she's not now all of her glory, but you know what? Daggone, she looks pretty good. I don't know about y'all, but if I'd been stuck outside for weeks on end with snow, ice, rain, 17-degree nights, I'd look a little rough too. This particular one is fuchsia, which is a nice kind of a bright purple. Growing zones on these guys are 4 to 9. So basically, pretty close to the whole country can grow these. The Paint the Town series are so fantastic because they are that semi-evergreen. This is the new color this year, Paint the Town Fancy, which is a bicolor. In the spring, they do beautiful. I mean, it's just, they're very low growing plants and they are just covered in flowers and they have a really nice, sweet smell. So when they start blooming in here, you'll open up the door of the greenhouse and you get this, just this very light smell, this great scent. It is fantastic. So that's the new one. Then of course, magenta. You can't go wrong with magenta. Nice hot color. Really, really pretty. So we love the whole Paint the Town series. Great perennials. They love the sun. Super easy to take care of. You don't really trim them. I mean, if you wanted to go ahead and deadhead them like where they are right now, you could do that easy peasy. Another amazing perennial from PW is this Pulmonaria. And this is spot on. Now, Laura from Garden Answer has talked about this quite a few times. We, in fact, ordered these in the fall thinking we would have them for this spring, and we sold out. I mean, they just, I know we sold a gazillion of them. So, of course, we've reordered and we've got more. But Pulmonaria is a great perennial for your shade garden. It is that great bicolor, spotted leaf, silvery foliage to it. Again, not a huge thing to look at right now, but I mean, you still have a plant. It has not completely disappeared from the garden. It is hardy in zones 3 to 9. So my zone 3 people who say, hey, think about us, there you go. I got something for you. Spot on Pulmonaria. The blooms start pink and then they turn to blue. Super fantastic, deer resistant because the leaves are nice and hairy. So if you have deer problems, that is a great one. We even went ahead and brought in some of our hostas. You know, now talking about a hosta completely disappearing, I mean, they are just gone. This is just the little stem. It is completely gone. This particular one is the white feathers, which is a really neat one. This is what we call a non-branded plant, meaning that, you know, it's not approved in winters, it's not a Southern Living. But we got this from one of our wholesale nurseries, and it's really neat because the new leaves on white feathers come out pure white. So that is really fun for a hosta, and then they'll transition as the season goes to a lovely green. So we've got those. Come on down the road here. Then we've got a couple of different varieties of that spring creeping phlox. I know for us here in the South, and you can tell these were underneath the pine trees, or in the pines rather. We've got pine needles everywhere. This is Spring Bling Ruby Riot. But this is that creeping phlox. It is one of the absolute earliest perennials to bloom, and they are extremely low growing, but form a nice kind of carpet. And you'll see them a lot of times like in rock gardens or on banks, just slopes, and they just have these gorgeous blue, purple, pink, just this whole myriad of colors. So that is a mouthful. Spring Bling is that beautiful pink. They're only going to get 4 to 8 inches tall, hardy in zones 3 or 4 to 8. So again, my 3 and 4 people, here you go. And they are just, I mean, it's just a great ground cover. So if you're looking for a ground cover with flowers, there's the Spring Bling. And if purple is more your jam, then here is Mountainside Crater Lake. Yes. So there you go. Really pretty, nice, deep purple colors. So everybody's growing. Now, one that I was really excited about, and we got this later in the season, so we didn't actually grow it in the garden, was some Monarda. Now, Monarda can be a native plant. This is Proven Winners, pardon my cerise, so a really pretty red. Monardas, the native ones, like I'm thinking like Jacob's Klein, can get really tall and kind of leggy. And if you get a bad windstorm or a thunderstorm, it'll knock them to the ground. But they are just a gorgeous flower, and their main attractor is because of the pollinators and the hummingbirds. They just go crazy over Monarda. So this great little guy is 14 to 18 inches tall, so very, very manageable for your garden. It's not going to be that crazy out of control plant, nice and neat and tidy that you can put on the edge of your plant, your flower bed. So I have great plans for this one to go in my cottage garden. Has a little bit of old foliage in here, but this is going to be really fun because as the weeks go on, you're going to get to see these plants grow and wake up, and then we're going to come back in like 6 weeks and we're going to have this gorgeous green foliage, and you're like, wow, is that the same plant? And it is. So you get to see these little babies wake up. So we've got that. Daisies. Oh no, salvia first. So Proven Winners has a ton of perennial salvia. Of course, they have the annual salvia that we love, but they also have the perennial. So let me just go ahead and pull some tags here so that way we can just kind of look at them all at one time. One of our favorites is Indiglo Girl. Indiglo Girl is just a really iridescent purple blue flower. Major pollinator attractor, does those great spikes of blooms. It is hardy in zones 3 to 8. See, my zone 3 people, I am taking care of you. This southern girl has some good hospitality and she's taking care of you. Back to the fuchsia. How fun is that? Just another little color variation. All their habits are very similar to each other. And then this is one that I'm excited about just because of the nice pretty blue color, Azure Snow. Just great. They are considered full sun. Now they're only hardy in zones down to zone 8. So a full sun in zone 8 might be a little harsh. So if you are in those warmer climates, zone 7, zone 8, if you can give it some afternoon shade, then that would be fantastic. You'll find that the plant doesn't struggle quite as much, you know, just gives it a break. We all need a break from those hot afternoon suns here in the south. So put my tags back in the right place. Now we can talk about daisies. I grew in my cottage garden the banana cream Shasta daisy from PW, obviously, last year, and this was one of my top favorite perennials. This Shasta daisy just performed and just kept chunking out the blooms all season long. It's gorgeous. Banana cream, again, and this is what mine looks like in my cottage garden right now. Now it doesn't have the little buds on it, these were left over, but it still has a nice green mound. So again, I mean, that's some pretty decent foliage for January. The mound slowly gets bigger every year, but it's nice and low. Banana cream is really nice because it comes out, the new buds are a nice pale yellow, and then as they mature, they'll turn to a white. So on the same plant, you can have different shades of yellow and white, very much like a banana cream pie. It is a full sun plant. This is just a really great one. Then we have the Daisy May. Daisy May is going to be your traditional white daisy. Laura, again from Garden Answer, had done a video on her Daisy Mays, and she had planted them, I think, in like groups of 5, pretty close to each other, and she just had this massive, huge swatch of these flowers. It was positively exquisite. It was gorgeous. Hardy in zones 5 to 9. So both the Daisy May and the banana cream, zones 5 to 9. And then down through here we have the Echinaceas. Echinaceas, again, especially for these southern climates where we're nice and hot and dry, but then we also have high humidity. We love the Sombrero series. There is an orange, I think, down the other end, but this is the red, the yellow, then there is an orange. The Sombrero series truly the flowers glow. They are so bright. I mean, this is fire engine red. This is not orange, it is red. And yellow is like canary, big bird yellow. Gorgeous, bright colors, full sun. They are in zones 4 to 9. So it doesn't have to be just the southerners, but all of you guys can grow these too. Do great with, you know, daylilies, all sorts of things. But I think that is just about everything that we have covered that we have in the greenhouse right now. Of course, this is not our only perennials. This is just what Andrew brought in today to start waking up. Again, it will be really fun to watch these guys wake up and start to grow. Spring is not that far away, especially in our warmer climates. It is just going to be here before you know it. So make sure that you are taking notes, that you know what you want, because if you're like me, you'll be like, oh yes, oh I'll remember that, and yeah, no. So take notes in your gardening journal, and we'll keep you updated next week on how they're doing and some other things going on at the nursery. We will start to have annuals come in a couple weeks. Next week, Jerry said. We just placed last week 2 more additional orders because we're just kind of panicking that we're not going to have enough flowers for everybody, so we keep ordering more. So we're going to have plenty of flowers for everybody. But anyway, thanks so much for all your support and encouragement as always. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, friends.